The Sodder family, a picture of hope. The Sodder family was the epitome of resilience. George and Jenny Sodder, Italian immigrants, had built a comfortable life for themselves and their 10 children in Fayetteville, West Virginia. George, known for his strong opinions and tireless work ethic, owned a successful trucking business. Jenny, his wife, managed their bustling household with warmth and care. Their home, nestled on a quiet stretch of road, was filled with the laughter of children and the smell of Jenny's cooking. It was a place of joy, love, and family, a symbol of their American dream. But in the winter of 1945, that dream turned into a nightmare, leaving behind questions that would haunt the family and the nation for decades. The night of the fire. It was Christmas Eve, 1945. The Sodder children were excitedly preparing for the holiday. George and Jenny, along with their eldest sons, had retired to bed early, while some of the younger children stayed up, eager to play with their new toys. The warmth of the fireplace filled the home, and the quiet town outside seemed to be blanketed in peace. At around 1 a.m., Jenny woke to the sound of something hitting the roof. A loud thud, followed by a rolling noise. Initially dismissing it as snow or ice, she returned to bed. Moments later, she was jolted awake by the smell of smoke. The house was engulfed in flames. George and Jenny rushed to save their children. They managed to pull 4 of them to safety, but the other 5, Maurice, 14, Martha, 12, Louis, Jenny, and Betty, 5, were trapped upstairs. George frantically tried to re-enter the house, but the staircase was consumed by flames. He ran outside to retrieve a ladder, but it was missing. The family's truck, which George intended to use to reach the upper windows, inexplicably wouldn't start. Time was slipping away, and the fire raged on. By dawn, the house was reduced to ashes. The Sodders were devastated, mourning the presumed loss of their 5 children. But as the smoke cleared, an unsettling realization took hold. There were no remains. The investigation and its flaws. The local fire department, hampered by a lack of manpower and resources, arrived hours after the fire had subsided. Their investigation was brief and inconclusive. They declared the fire accidental, blaming faulty wiring. However, George and Jenny were skeptical. The wiring had been inspected just weeks prior and deemed safe. Adding to their doubts, the family noticed a series of strange occurrences leading up to the fire. The result showed that the cataract cages were being used as travel lounge, sealed shut. The mysterious visitor. A few weeks earlier, a man had visited the Sodder home, offering to sell life insurance. When George declined, the man became irate, warning that their house would go up in smoke due to George's criticism of Mussolini. He punched his mother in the face. The cut phone line. On the night of the fire, the Sodders discovered that their phone line had been cut, not damaged by the flames, as initially believed. It was 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But this did not stop the repairwoman, who was at the table in charge of it, from cutting another stitches. The coroner's inquest concluded the case as a tragic accident, but George and Jenny weren't convinced. They began their own investigation. Clues and sightings. The Sodders' determination led them down a chilling path. They hired private investigators and experts who unearthed troubling clues. No human remains. Experts confirmed that bones and teeth should have been found in the ashes, even after such an intense fire. Yet, there were none. Witness testimonies. Neighbors reported seeing strangers watching the house in the days before the fire. Some claimed to have seen a vehicle parked on the road late that night. Over the years, sightings of the children began to surface. A woman in a nearby town claimed to have seen the children in a car the morning after the fire. A hotel employee in Charleston said she had seen the children, accompanied by 2 men and 2 women of Italian descent. Decades later, Jenny received a photograph in the mail of a young man who bore a striking resemblance to her son Louis. The back of the photograph read, "Louis Sodder. I love Brother Frankie. Lil boys." Each lead brought hope, but also frustration, as the mystery deepened. Theories and speculations, end quote. The case attracted national attention, and theories began to swirl. Abduction by organized crime. Some believed the children were taken by individuals connected to George's outspoken criticism of the Italian government. The fire may have been a cover for the abduction. Human trafficking. Another theory suggested the children were sold into trafficking rings, explaining their alleged sightings in various locations. Family conspiracy. Darker rumors hinted at internal family secrets, though no evidence supported such claims. Despite the speculation, no definitive answers ever emerged. The Billboard and Lifelong Search. By George and Jenny refused to let the case fade into obscurity. They erected a large billboard along Route 16, displaying photos of their missing children and offering a reward for information. The billboard became a haunting symbol of their quest for justice, a plea to anyone who might hold the key to the truth. I am justice. Will find who the bearer controllers. See, it isn't you who is wrong in the universe. It's us, he answered. The billboard became a haunting symbol of their quest for justice. It isn't you, it is us. It is us, he asked. For decades, they followed every lead, consulted psychics, and even dug through the ashes of their home. Again, their hope never wavered, but the answers remained elusive. And they dug through the ashes of their home again. They finally found the answers. The haunting legacy. George passed away in 1969, and Jenny in 1989, still clinging to the belief that their children were alive. The case remains unsolved, a chilling reminder of how quickly a family's life can change. To this day, the disappearance of the Sodder children is one of the most baffling mysteries in American history. Their story lingers in the whispers of Fayetteville, in the yellowed photographs of the missing, and in the hearts of those who wonder what truly happened on that fateful Christmas Eve. Epilogue. The unanswered questions. Why were there no remains found in the ashes? Who sent the cryptic photograph decades later? If the children were taken, why was there no ransom demand? The truth may be buried in time, but the Sodders' unyielding love for their children ensures their story will never be forgotten.